Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special project for all of you. I want to share with you something that we've been waiting for a long time that I want to build, to create for our daughter Belle. Right now we are in the middle of a bedroom makeover for her and we're days away from the big reveal. If you guys haven't seen that series, go back and watch it, and we'll link the first video below for that series, because in that video I asked Belle what does she want for her room, and well, the one thing that she told me was she wanted a peacock on her wall. So I gave it some thought and I wanted to do something creative. I didn't want to just buy a peacock decoration, a vinyl decal, something like that. It could have looked cool, but it wasn't what we wanted to go for. We like to do things that are kind of unique and handmade, the best.
Special.
Yeah. So I said, what can I do? And we were brainstorming about this and we came up with this idea of sticking with the style of our house. We're going with a minimalist, kind of almost Nordic vibe, I guess. It's very natural, a lot of simplicity and a lot of wood. So with this, I wanted to use wood. I know that. I wanted to use wood to make a decoration for her wall. And I decided it would be fun to stick with the simple geometric style. I've seen a number of people do like geometric wood art and it's really cool. I've always liked it. I've never done it. This is my first time attempting geometric wood art. But I said, how cool would it be if I could make a peacock out of geometric wood art? And I looked for this online. I didn't see anybody else do it. I didn't see any examples, so I had to come up with my own from scratch design to create this peacock out of wood, and only using simple shapes. So that was my kind of basis. I wanted to keep it really clean, really simple. So this right here is my canvas. We're going to be creating a peacock on this piece of OSB. So the first thing I did was go on the computer and I opened up an editing program. It's actually like a vector image program because that's what I'm comfortable using. And I basically created a blueprint, a layout of my art. Because let's face it, I'm not going to be able to do this freehand. So I had to come up with a pattern. I did that on a vector art program. So after I had my plan done, I ripped a bunch of boards just like this. This is from a 2x4. We had a bunch of scraps laying around. So I ripped them down to 1/4 inches thick. This doesn't have to be a thick project. It's just decoration. So after all my wood was ripped, I had to cut it to shape. That was pretty easy too. I just clamped a piece of wood to my chop saw so I can do a repeating cut and have everything the same exact shape. And that shape is basically like this, where these are all the same length. Just a simple equal diamond, and it's basically two 45-degree cuts, really simple. So I made a whole bunch of those out of 2 different types of wood because I was hoping to get some variation in the wood grain and then the finish. Then I had to create the eye of the peacock feathers, because you know peacocks, they're known for that eye on the feather. So I took a 1/2 inch Forstner drill bit and I just drilled through the center of as many of these as I knew I wanted an eye on. So this was all part of the blueprint, the layout. I knew how many circles I needed.
Yeah.
So I drilled them out. That wasn't too hard, but I don't recommend doing it unless you can properly clamp these down, because sometimes that drill bit, if you're holding this, and if you're holding any small piece of wood and you're drilling into it, if that drill bit catches, it'll snap that wood right out of your fingers and you can really hurt yourself. So don't do as I did and hold it with your hand.
Clamp it.
Clamp it, because it is scary. When it catches, it's scary, and it's not like you can prepare. It's just, psh, it goes. Psh, it goes. Psh, it goes. After that was done, we started staining. We decided to buy actually 2 different colors of stain. Since we're making a peacock, we got green, we got blue. Those are the 2 colors you think of when you think peacocks. I know there's a lot of different variations, but that's the colors we're going with. And I'm going to start with the green actually. So these are blue pieces. These are all going to be green. And in fact, all of these are going to be green too. You like them? Mm-hmm. Let's slide these over.
Pick some blueberries.
Guys, this is coming out really cool. You can see I just did the blue. The blue is the body. There's one more piece we gotta stain, and that's the circles for these feathers. To do that, I kept it simple and I just bought these 1/2-inch flathead plugs. This should come out good. I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. So we're up to date, guys. This is where we're at. We are done. The stain has dried. Everything looks good, and we are ready to start assembling. And I'm pretty excited to see this come together.
Me too.
It's not going to be a big piece of art. We're planning on maybe 3 feet by 18 inches, so 3 by 1.5. So what I did was I marked out the center line on my OSB. I also have some lines on either side of where I want this picture to end. I'm not cutting out the shape yet because I feel like it'll be easier to cut it at the end and have like square edges. You'll see that. So I cut this piece 3 feet long. That's the width I want this picture. And I'm going to be attaching it to the bottom edge. And this will be my working edge. I'm going to work from here out using my center line and this line as my guide. So I hope that explains everything up until that point and it wasn't too boring. You ready to start?
I guess we start.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good enough.
All right, quick break. This is coming out really good. My cuts aren't perfect, but considering this is my first time, this is looking pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys can see it really coming together. We're ready to start putting in our dots, our blue dots in the eye of the feather. I don't know if I can hammer it up here. Oh, it did crack it. See that crack?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to be careful. We already started, so I have to commit to this. Alright, let's talk about what just happened. These button plugs that we bought were inconsistent in size. I tested them on different holes, and I found that some of them are really fat, some of them are skinny, some of them fall right in, and some of them you can't pound them in. And since we're only working with 1/4 inch thick wood, we cracked them. We cracked four of them split when we tried pounding them in. It split the green part, and that's really frustrating. Luckily, it's not very noticeable. They don't stand out very much. Basically, the plug is tapered, and when you're pounding it in, it's spreading the wood, and it just splits the green. So I'm going to not pound some of them in flush. We're going to leave them out, and it gives a little bit of dimension to the picture. It's not what we intended, but we're going to go with it. Again, first time, we're going to leave it because we don't want to break it and have to start all over again. Okay guys, we got all of our pieces cut and laid out the way we want them. You can see we're using 2 different varieties of wood. So let's get them all glued into place. It's going to dry, and then we can clean it up. This one right here was cracked, but we were able to pry it out and replace it with a good one. So that might look a little different, that's why.
You don't need to.
This is coming out awesome. It looks so good. And I think we're done for the night. We're going to let the glue dry. Remember, no nails. This is all just glued down. We put a lot of glue on it, pushed them in place. It shouldn't be going anywhere. It should be nice and solid by morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to mark and cut with my saw a nice straight edge all the way around. And it's going to look so clean. The only downfalls that we've had, the only problems were these buttons. What I should have done, in hindsight, is put the buttons in first, before I glue them, and I could do them with this tool. Just squeeze them together and pop them in. I should have done that. And then, if a piece of wood cracked, I could replace it before it gets glued. And we wouldn't have all these bumps sticking up. But I don't mind the dimension. We're going to go with it. Alright, we let this dry overnight and it's looking pretty awesome. Everything feels solid. The glue should be plenty dry now. So we're going to go ahead and mark out our straight lines all the way around this jaggedy edge and just cut it with the circular saw and get a nice, tight, clean edge on it. Alright guys, now we got to build a frame for this so we don't see this raw OSB edge. So we flipped the art piece over to build the frame, and I've decided we're actually going to end up bulking this up. We started with 3/4 inches. We're going to move it up to 1.5 inches, and we're going to build out the back so I can make a hidden hanger system. So that's going to be pretty cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach a little frame to the back here. This is how the hidden hanger system works. We basically beveled this piece of wood at a 45-degree angle. We're going to be facing it down on the back. This is the top. This piece we attach to the wall, and then it hangs on it just like that. Whoa. just capping off the edges with a 1/4 inch piece of trim that I'm making. So it's just going to cover up all this raw OSB and all these layers that we've created. We're going to be hanging this picture over the bed area, kind of centered. We figured out how low we wanted it to hang, and then we figured out where the studs were. So right here is the studs. We're going to be screwing this right to the wall, and that's with the bevel facing in toward the wall. And that's going to be the catch for the picture to hang on to. So that should be level. Yep, perfect. Hanger in place. And now, this inside bevel, can you see that?
Yep.
Hangs right on that. Solid, really secure. And that's about there. There it is, guys. Belle's request, a peacock on her wall. Can you see the peacock? It makes sense to us. I think it's really cool, and especially for simple geometric art, just simple shapes that you can create something this beautiful. I think it's cool. A lot of dimension. I like the use of the fir and the pine. That looks cool.
Yeah. I think it came out so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it like goes with the room perfectly. And this is the kind of art we can do.
Yeah.
Because we can't draw, we can't paint.
So we wanted to keep this a surprise from you guys who've been giving us all kinds of suggestions and links to different things to put peacocks in the wall. We hope you guys enjoyed our rendition of a peacock and our idea to go with our house and our theme. It's coming out so good. The big reveal is coming soon. It should be very soon. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe because you don't want to miss that. Belle's going to be so excited to walk into this space and see everything that we've set up for her.
And we still have pretty much the whole house to redo, so...
Lots and lots to do.
Yeah.
That's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed seeing my first time making geometric wood art. Let me know in the comments below how I did. Was it a win? Was it a fail? I like it.
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's all that matters. But there's my first attempt. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.
Bye.
Oh, a fly just landed on my face right at the end. Guys, this hidden fastener system, it's so secure. And what is this? Isn't it gross?
Yeah.